Hello everyone, good afternoon. So we are already in our chapter 8, graphs. So we'll be tackling about graph and graph reversals in this lesson. So after the asynchronous classes on May, you will be delivering your reports about sorting algorithms. So please prepare by group. Now, let's discuss the topic at hand. So a graph is a finite set of nodes with edges between nodes. Okay? So when we talk about graph, it looks like a tree. However, the edges in a tree is one directional. Okay, so it's from top to bottom. In the graphs, it might be the case that the edges can be two directional or also a one directional. So when we talk about one directional edges, we are dealing with dig graphs or directional graphs. Kapag ka naman walang directions yung ating edge, ibig sabihin two-way siya. So pwedeng balikan. Ang tawag doon ay directed acyclic graph. So formally, a graph G is a structure V, comma E consisting of a finite set V called the set of nodes and a set E that is a subset of V cross V, which means that edges are the connections between the nodes because from one vertex to another vertex. So this is an example of a graph. Suppose V is composed of 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The edges can be 0, 1. Okay. This refers to this edge. 1, 2, 0, 3, 3, 0. Okay. 2, 2. So we have a loop in this particular graph. And 4, 3. So in real life, let us give an example. Let V is the set of 6 people, John, Mary, Joe, Ellen, Tom, and Paul, of ages 12, 15, 12, 15, 13, and 13 respectively. So the edges refers to x comma y such that x is younger than y. So if you will notice, this is an example natin, ang ating mga edges ay nakapoint doon sa mas bata sa kanila. So what is their age as compared to other teens in the given example? So for example, we have Ellen, since expected na siya yung pinakamabata, silang dalaw ni Mary, sila yung pinakamaraming pointers. However, yung pinakamatatanda, si John at saka si Joe, sila naman yung mga walang pointers pointing into them. Okay? So, the intuition behind graphs. The nodes represent entities such as people, cities, computers, and words. Actually, the best example of this particular topic, the best application is yung networks natin, di ba? How a particular computer in one location can be connected to another computer. So edges XY represents relationships between entities X and Y, such as X loves Y, X hates Y, X is a friend of Y, okay, which does not necessarily mean na reciprocal yung feelings. X considers Y a friend, X is a child of Y, X is a half sibling of Y, and X is a full sibling of Y. In those examples, each relationship represents a different graph. Okay, so for graphs to be computationally useful, they have to be conveniently represented in programs. Now, there are two computer representations of graphs. The first one is adjacency matrix, and the next one is the adjacency list. Okay, so when using our adjacency matrix, okay, it's a 2 by 2 n by n matrix. Okay, and can be represented using a two-dimensional array. So yung ating a sub I of j will be equal to 1 if I sub j is an edge. Kung wala namang edge na nag-exist, then a sub I of j is equal to sub I sub j equal to 0. Okay. So ganito po gumawa ng adjacency matrix. Okay. So yung ating pointer, for example, this row represents all the pointers pointing to 0. Okay? Pointing the pointers being pointed by 0. Okay, so that's the correct explanation. So if you will notice, 0 does not point to itself, so 0 ang value. 0 points to 1 in this graph, so the value is 1. 0 points to 2. No. So, walang connection between 0 and 2, kaya 0 yung nakalagay. 0 points to 3, so that's 1. And 0 points to 4 is not existent, so that's 0. So, that is how you are going to represent it using adjacency matrix. Now, how many rows do we have in this particular examples? 2, 4, 5. Bakit 5? Kasi yung 5 na yun yung existing na vertices natin. So each row is represented by a vertex. Okay? And each column represents the connection between that vertex to another vertex. Okay. So in this case, medyo may error yung ating 4. Okay? This should be 1. So nailagay lang na 4 yan dahil ang tinutukoy natin dyan ay si vertex 4. Next example, for the real-world example a while back, we have Mary, Ellen, John, Joe, and Tom and Paul. Okay? So, yung ating connection kay John at saka kay Joe, kay Mary and Ellen, okay, 0 and 1 pala, yung representation ni Mary and Ellen is still 0. Kasi kung mapapansin nyo dun sa example natin kanina, sila yung mga pinakabata. So walang pointer going out or coming out from them. Okay. So for John naman and Joe, wala din, may nag-exist na 4 na pointers. Okay. For Tom naman and Paul, merong tigdalawang pointer, pointing to 0 and 1. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of using adjacency matrix? So pros is simple to implement. It is also easy and fast to tell if a pair is an edge. Simply check A sub I if it's 0 or 1. Tama? So kapag 0 yung value ng ating A sub I sub j, ang ibig sabihin nun ay may edge connecting to them. Kapag 0 naman, walang edge between them. So, ang cons naman is no matter how few edge in the graph has, the matrix takes O sub n raised to 2 in memory. So, ibig sabihin quadratic yung kanyang complexity. Let's proceed with the adjacency list. A graph of n nodes is represented by one-dimensional array L of list or linked list, where L is the linked list containing all the nodes adjacent from node I, and the nodes in the list L sub I are in no particular order. So let us provide an example. So in this case, tinitignan natin kung ano yung anak, kung sino yung anak ng mga vertices natin. Since si 0 and 1, walang pointer going out from them, empty siya. Si L2 and L3, which is John and Joe, 0, 1, 4, and 5 yung kanyang pinopoint. Si L4 naman, at saka si L5, 0 and 1 yung kanyang children. Okay. So the pro saves on space. The representation takes as many memory words as there are nodes and edges. Ang cons naman niya, it can take up to O of n time to determine if a pair of node is an edge. One would have to search the linked list, which takes time proportional to the length of L sub I. So, disadvantage niya when you try to check kung may nag-exist na node or na edge pala between vertices, ay kailangan i-search mo lahat dun sa ating listahan. Hindi katulad kanina dun sa adjacency matrix na titignan mo lang kung 1 or 0. Diba? Directed versus undirected graph. So when we try to say directed graph, yung ating arrowheads are existent. So the previous two examples are the D-graphs. If the relationship represented by the edge are symmetric, such as x sub y, x comma y is edge if and only if x is a sibling of y, then we don't show the directions of the edge. And the graph is called an undirected graph. So the difference between the directed and undirected graph is the arrowheads. So merong arrowheads sa directed, sa undirected, two-way yung relationship between vertices. Wala pong arrowhead. So for example, yung example natin kanina na si John, Mary, Joe, Helen, Tom, and Paul, halimbawa, yung first four are siblings. Okay? So, pwede nating i-represent siya gamit itong graph na to. And the last two are also siblings. So, si Tom and Paul, magkapatid daw, hindi sila part ng graph natin na undirected. So, the same two representations for directed graphs can be used for undirected graph. So, pwede pa rin adjacency matrix at saka adjacency list. So, making use of our existing example, ito po yung magiging itsura ng adjacency matrix natin at saka yung ating linked list. Okay? So, nakalagay lang po dyan sino yung related sa ating vertex. So, kung mapapansin nyo, iba po yung output ng ating matrix and list as compared dun sa ating directed matrix, directed graph example a while back. So let G be a directed graph. The in degree of a node X in G is the number of edges coming to X. So when we talk about in degree, siya yung nakaturo sa kanya. Okay? Siya yung isa siyang yung pointer galing sa kanyang predecessor. So the out degree naman are the number of edges leaving X. Yung paturo palabas. Okay? So, papunta dun sa kanyang successors. Okay? So, let G be an undirected graph. The degree of a node X is the number of edges that have X as one of their end nodes. Okay? And the neighbors of X are the nodes adjacent to X. So, yung degree of a node ay yung number ng edge na nakadikit sa kanya. So, wala nang in degree at saka wala nang out degree. Sa directed graph lang siya nag-exist. A path in a graph is a sequence of nodes x sub 1, x sub 2, up to x sub k, such that there is an edge from each node, the next one in the sequence. So for example, in the first example graph, the sequence 3, 0, 1, 2 is a path, but the sequence 0, 3, 4 is not a path because 0, 3 is not an edge. Okay? So walang nag-exist na edge. Mag-i-exist lang yung, matatawag lang natin siyang path kung sinundan mo yung mga edges. Okay? Especially so kapag nasa D-graphs tayo, kasi meron siyang direction. So, the sibling of graph, the sequence John, Mary, Joe, and Helen is a path, but the sequence Helen, Tom, and Paul is not a path. Okay? So, kanina, di ba, magkakapatid yung apat, tapos yung dalawa, magkapatid si Tom and Paul. So, kapag sinama natin si Ellen, Tom, and Paul, walang path kasi walang edge na nag-exist between Helen, Tom, and Paul. Si Tom and Paul lang connected sa isa't isa. So, undirected graph is said to be connected if there is a path between every pair of nodes, otherwise the graph is disconnected. So informally, an undirected graph is connected if it hangs in one piece. Okay? So for example, we have this particular disconnected graph kasi walang connection between the two parts of the graph. Pero kapag nilagyan natin ng connection katulad nito, connected graph na po natin siya. Okay? If an undirected graph is not connected, then each piece is called a connected component. A piece in itself is connected, but if you bring any other node to it from the graph, it is no longer connected. Okay? So if the graph is connected, then the whole graph is one single connected component. Of interest, given any undirected graph G, is G connected? If not, find its connected components. So kapag hindi po siya nakadikit, okay, we look for its connected components. So ano yung parang separation? What are the components being connected and on the other side tapos dun sa kabilang side. So the previous connectivity problem as well as many other graph problems can be resolved or solved using graph traversal techniques. So there are actually two standard graph traversal techniques. We have the DFS and the read first search. Okay. In both DFS and DFS, the nodes of the undirected graph are visited in systematic manner so that every node is visited exactly once. Okay? So, walang repetition ng pag-visit sa ating mga nodes. It's nice na yung term na ginamit dito sa slides natin ay node. Hindi na siya vertex para hindi kayo nalilito because in our tree examples, di ba, ang tawag natin dun sa mga bilog ay node. At ang tawag naman natin sa mga connections between nodes ay edges. Okay? So, when a node is X is visited, is labeled as visited, and it is added to the tree. If the traversal got to node X from node Y, Y is viewed as the parent of X, and X is a child of Y. Okay? So that's the connection of our two vertices. Kapag galing siya kay X, papunta kay Y, si Y naging anak ni X. So, ganun yung kwentahan. So, let us first discuss depth first search. Select an unvisited node X, visit it, and treat it as a current node. Find an unvisited neighbor of the current node, visit it, and make it the new current node. If the current node has no unvisited neighbors, backtrack to its parent and make the parent the new current node. Repeat steps 3 and 4 until no more nodes can be visited. Okay? So yung ating depth first search actually refers to our pre-order, in-order, post-order traversals in trees. Okay? Yung namang level order traversal that I am able to introduce to you in your programming activity, ang tawag sa kanya ay breadth first search. Okay? So, paano ba gawin yung depth first search? Yan. So, ang uunahin na po natin dito na ilagay ay yung mga nodes na connected sa starting point natin. So, in this case, in graphs, we select the starting point. So, for example, we start with 0. Sino po yung mga adjacent sa kanya? Okay? So, 0, 1, 4, and 2 are all connected to 0. Pero isa-isa lang yung connection natin sa DFS3. So, mauna po si 01, si 2, si 4, at saka si 2. Okay? Dito po, going to the right. So, let us draw. Yeah. 0, 1, 4, and 2. Okay? Next is, who are the nodes connected to? 2. Okay? So, tatlo po sila. Si 5, si 9, at si 10. Ngayon, si 5 po muna yung ating i-visit. So, alin yung mga nodes connected to them? We have 6, 7 going to 8. Okay? How about yung ating 9? So, meron siyang anak, si 11. And then, last na po si 10. Okay? So, ganun po yung pag-create ng ating DFS tree. Now, we are going to illustrate depth first search using a stack. So, the last node visited is the first node from which to proceed. Also, the backtracking proceeds on the basis of last visited first to backtrack to. Okay? Kailan ba tayo nagba-backtrack doon? Nagba-backtrack po tayo dun sa graph kapag na-visit na natin yung mga nodes or yung mga adjacent nodes after the root or after the node. So we are going to illustrate DFS or depth first search using a stack. So starting from 0, our start vertex, we push it to the stack. So when popping element, push the vertex adjacent to the output and then prioritize vertex without degree 0. Repeat the process until all vertices have been visited. So let's start. So our start, again, we start with the vertex 0. Okay, so we push it onto the stack and then we place it under the output. Since 0 has 3 children, okay, or in degrees, we then have 1, 4, and 2 as input to the stack. So we first input yung 2, then 4, and then 1. So your top now always points to the space after the last element inserted. Okay? So the next to be popped is 1 and 4 since walang adjacent sa kanila. Afterwards, when we pop 2, okay, so there are actually nodes 5, 10, and 9 na adjacent kay 2. Okay, kaya papasok sila sa loob ng stack. So we then have 10 first, insert 9, and insert 5. Your top now points to the next space. Paglabas ni 5 as an output, we insert those who are adjacent to it. So we then have 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so mauna po yung 8 dahil anak siya ni 7. At the same time, we add 7 and then 6. Afterwards, we produce them to the output. Okay, so 6, 7, and 8 are in the output now. Since wala nang adjacent sa kanilang mga vertices, we proceed to the next slide. So we are now in this step. Paglabas ni 9, may mga adjacent sa kanyang vertices, so that is 11. So unang papasok muna yun sa top, matatabunan si 10. Paglabas ni 11, then lalabas si 10, and then the final output is this one. Okay? So, when we try to go back dun sa ating original na DFS tree, okay? So, yung na-generate natin na DFS tree, gamitan nyo ng pre-order traversal, lalabas po itong output natin. Okay? So, that's for checking. So, this is the pseudocode for your depth first search. So this is, I think it's in form of C++. So just have to simulate that pseudocode for you to understand how the depth first search functions in a program. Now let's proceed with the BFS or the breadth first search. So number 1, select an unvisited node X, visit it, have it the have it be the root in a BFS tree being formed. Its level is called the current level. From each node Z in the current level, in the order in which the level nodes were visited, visit all unvisited neighbors of Z. The newly visited nodes from this level form a new level that becomes the next current level. Repeat step 2 until no more nodes can be visited. If there are still unvisited nodes, we start again from step 1. Okay? So ganito po ang pag-generate naman ng ating BFS tree using our graph. So our starting point is still 0. Okay? Sino po yung adjacent sa kanya? Si 1, si 4, and si 2. So in chronological order po yung pag-present natin din sa ating tree. So ito po siya. Okay. Yan po siya. Next level is si 2. So si 2 po yung may mga adjacent vertices, si 5, 9, and si 10. Okay? Ganon din po si 5. Adjacent siya kay 6, kay 7, at saka kay 8. Okay? And lastly, si 9 po, yung matatraverse nating una, so 11. So dito naman sa BFS, ang ginagamit po ay yung level order traversal. So start with the root, next level, and next level. So ganun lang kadali yung BFS. So if you're going to implement this in a program, ang gagamitin po naman natin ay ang queue. Okay? So what are the observations? The first node visited in each level is the first node from which to proceed to visit new nodes. So this suggests that a queue is the proper data structure to remember the order of the steps. Okay? So starting from 0 or the start vertex, when queuing an element, and producing it to the output on or printing it to the output, on queue the vertices adjacent to the output. So repeat the process until all vertices have been visited. So kung dito po sa ating BFS, queue siya. So meron tayong front and rear, meron tayong discipline na fina-follow, first in, first out. Okay? So ang unang papasok ay si 0 kasi siya yung starting vertex. Produce it or place it to the output. Ayan siya. Okay? Sino po yung mga adjacent kay 0? Yung front natin na points to 1, 2, 4. Okay? Kasi na-delete na po ito. Kaya yung front nag-adjust na. Okay? So, lalabas si 1 sa output. Wala na pong adjacent sa kanya. Okay? And then, lalabas si 2 sa output. May adjacent po sa kanya. Kaya papasok si 5, 9, and 10 doon sa ating queue. Okay. So yung front natin naka-point na po kay 2. Paglabas ni 2 as an output, lalabas si 4, wala pong adjacent kay 4. Lalabas si 5, may adjacent kay 5. So ang ine-expect po natin na output dyan ay ito. Yan. Okay. Paglabas ni 5, adjacent si 6, 7, and 8. Yung front po natin, nakaturo na po kay 5. So pag delete po natin, nilagay natin siya sa output. Lalabas po si 6, 7, 8 or papasok nun sa ating queue. And then yung front natin, lalabas si 9. May adjacent po sa kanya si 11. Okay? So next is, magproduce ng output. We print 10, 6, 7, and 8 to the output. So, afterwards, ito na po siya. Okay? Yung magiging final output natin. So, do we have any question with regards to your breadth-first search? So, I think mas madali ito kaysa sa depth-first natin. Now, let's proceed with the end. So this is the last slide, just pseudocode for your breadth-first search. So don't forget always yung concept natin kapag nasa depth-first search tayo, ang gagamitin ay stack. Kapag BFS naman or the breadth-first search, ang gagamitin ay okay? So that will be the end of our session for today. Thank you very much for listening.